Before the high cities learned to crown their mages in crystal and their warriors in iron, there was a brotherhood that accepted neither kings nor gods. They called themselves the Order of the Twin-Oath. Every initiate entered in pairs. One was trained in stillness, to read the hidden shape of lightning before it struck, to gather thought until it became flame, to turn memory into force. The other was trained in motion, to move before fear could form, to strike before blood understood it had been opened, to trust instinct when reason arrived too late. The first carried power, the second carried fury. Alone, each was dangerous. Together, they were considered impossible to defeat. At the heart of the order hung a silver medallion shaped like a fractured sun. Its face bore two marks, an open eye and a running wolf. The eye represented discipline. The wolf represented hunger. Between them was a thin golden chain, so delicate it seemed symbolic rather than useful. But the chain was the true relic. It was said to have been forged from the first promise ever kept between brothers. The Order did not believe loyalty could be spoken in comfort, so every pair of initiates was brought beneath the hollow bell, a great bronze monument suspended over a pit where no sound returned. There, each pair made the twin oath.
When my strength rises, yours shall answer.
When your blood burns, mine shall remember.
When one of us ascends, the other shall not be left below.
The words were simple. The magic was not. The medallion heard every vow. It drank them like rain into old stone. Over generations, it became more than metal. It became a law disguised as an ornament. Those who wore it could not hoard greatness. If the bearer gathered cold, precise power, that power awakened an equal violence in the blood. If the mind sharpened, the body quickened. If thought became a weapon, instinct became its twin blade. The Order called this balance. Their enemies called it unfair. The most famous bearers of the medallion were not brothers by blood. Siren was a scholar taken from the ashes of a burned archive, a child who spoke little and remembered everything. He could watch a candle for an hour and tell where the flame would bend before the wind entered the room. Cael was found years later in a battlefield ditch, laughing through a broken jaw, surrounded by three men who had underestimated how much pain a boy could survive. They hated each other at first. Siren thought Cael reckless, loud, and governed by animal impulse. Cael thought Siren pale, arrogant, and half dead from thinking too much. Their instructors paired them anyway. For 7 years they trained together. Siren learned that Cael's fury was not mindless. It was perception moving faster than language. Cael learned that Siren's calm was not weakness. It was a storm refusing to waste itself. When they finally stood beneath the hollow bell, neither smiled. They simply cut their palms, clasped hands, and spoke the oath without hesitation. The medallion warmed between them. For the first time in a century, the bell rang. The Order's end began with a king who feared all loyalties except those owed to him. He sent gold first. The Order refused. He sent titles. The Order laughed. Then he sent an army carrying black banners stitched with silver teeth. They came at dawn, expecting monks and duelists. They found pairs. Siren and Cael fought at the eastern stair, where the enemy poured through the gate like floodwater. Siren raised one hand, and the air filled with invisible geometry. Arrows slowed. Spears missed by the width of a breath. Every enemy movement became a sentence he had already finished reading. Beside him, Cael became the answer to each prediction. When Siren gathered power, Cael moved faster. When Cael spilled blood, Siren's mind burned brighter. The medallion between them shone white-hot, forcing their strengths into perfect exchange. Power became frenzy. Frenzy became power. The enemy line broke again and again, not because the two warriors were stronger than an army, but because they were never alone inside their own bodies. Each carried the other. By sunset the order still stood. So the king used what armies could not. He sent a whisper. A captured initiate was promised life, land, and a name restored to honor if he opened the inner gate. Fear did what steel had failed to do. At midnight the black banners entered the sanctuary. The hollow bell was cracked. The paired halls were burned. The oath chambers filled with smoke and screaming. Siren and Cael ran toward the heart of the monastery, but they arrived too late. The medallion had been taken from its shrine, its chain broken, its face darkened by soot. Around it lay the bodies of those who had sworn never to abandon one another. Cael wanted to pursue the thieves. Siren wanted to save the wounded. For the first time since their oath, they chose different paths. The medallion heard the fracture. Its silver surface split down the center. Cael hunted the king's soldiers through the mountain passes and killed them beneath a red moon. Siren remained behind, holding dying initiates together with spellwork and will, until his hands shook bloodless. By dawn, both understood the same truth. The order had not fallen because it lacked strength. It had fallen because one oath had broken, and that fracture had spread faster than fire. Siren found Cael 3 days later at the edge of the old road, wounded beyond saving, the stolen medallion clenched in his fist. Cael had recovered it, but the relic was dying. Its chain was snapped, its eye had gone blind, its wolf had lost its teeth. Siren knelt beside him and tried to speak a healing charm. Cael laughed softly.
Don't waste thought on what blood already knows.
Siren took his hand. For the second time in their lives, they spoke the oath. Not beneath the hollow bell, not before witnesses, not as initiates, as the last two living halves of a broken law.
When my strength rises, yours shall answer.
When your blood burns, mine shall remember.
When one of us ascends, the other shall not be left below.
Cael died before the final word faded, but the medallion answered. Its broken chain fused shut around Siren's wrist, burning into his skin like a brand. In that moment, Siren felt Cael's final heartbeat become motion inside him. His grief sharpened into power. His power ignited into fury. And for one terrible instant, he was no longer one man mourning another. He was the entire order, condensed into a single living vow. Siren entered the capital alone. The king's court expected a broken survivor. Instead, they saw a pale man wearing a ruined medallion that pulsed like a second heart. The guards attacked first. Siren did not raise his blade. He raised his memory. Every oath ever sworn into the medallion awakened at once. Every brother, sister, friend, rival, and companion who had bound their strength to another answered from the silence. Siren moved with Cael's speed. He struck with the fury of the dead. He cast with the precision of the living. No rhythm could be broken because every rhythm had a twin. No opening could be exploited because every weakness was answered by another strength. Each surge of power called forth a surge of violence. Each burst of violence fed the gathering storm. By the time Siren reached the throne, the king had no soldiers left willing to stand between them. The king demanded his name. Siren gave him the name of every fallen member of the order. It took until morning. When the final name was spoken, the throne room windows shattered outward, though no wind had touched them. The king was found alive, kneeling beneath his own banners, unable to speak, unable to command, unable to lift his head. He'd built his reign on obedience. The medallion showed him the weight of loyalty. He could not bear it. Siren vanished after that day. Some say he walked back to the ruined monastery and hung the medallion beneath the cracked bell. Some say he carried it until old age, speaking to Cael each dawn as though his brother still walked beside him. Others claim the medallion refuses burial. It appears wherever power grows lonely. A duelist finds it in the hand of a dead rival. A mage discovers it beneath a burned library floor. A deserter waked with it around his neck after abandoning the only friend who trusted him. The relic grants no mercy to the selfish. Those who seek only power feel their blood become restless, reckless, uncontrollable. Those who seek only rage find their thoughts flooded with unbearable clarity. The medallion does not strengthen what a soul already worships. It completes what a soul lacks. To wear it is to accept an ancient judgment. No greatness is whole if it cannot be shared. No fury survives without purpose. No power deserves to rise alone. And when the chain warms against the skin, some bearers swear they hear a distant bronze bell ringing from beneath the earth. Not as a warning, as a question. Who answers when you ascend?